Trump demands states open houses of worship, threatens to override governors. The president delivered an unspecific threat to override governors who do not comply. President Donald Trump on Friday said he considered places of worship essential and demanded their immediate reopening, threatening to override governors who have imposed coronavirus-related restrictions that prevent them from resuming operations. Today I am identifying houses of worship, churches, synagogues and mosques as essential places that provide essential services, Trump said in prepared remarks from the White House briefing room. Some governors have deemed liquor stores and abortion clinics as essential but have left out churches and other houses of worship. It's not right, so I'm correcting this injustice and calling houses of worship essential. I call upon governors to allow our churches and places of worship to open right now. If there's any question, they're going to have to call me. But they're not going to be successful in that call, the president added. At the conclusion of his brief comments, after which he left without taking questions, the president ominously implied there would be consequences for states that do not abide by his direction. If they don't do it, I will override the governors, he said, without indicating what form that might take. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, who spoke after Trump, did not clarify the legal authority the president has to override governors. She said the decision to open religious institutions based on the new CDC guidance is up to the governors. His announcement came after the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued reopening guidelines for communities of faith at his direction. The CDC guidelines include identifying space to be used to separate sick people if needed, developing an emergency communication plan to quickly distribute information to congregants, updating emergency plans with the help of local health departments, identifying actions needed if canceling events and services is necessary, and promoting the practice of everyday preventative actions, such as washing hands and cleaning frequently touched objects and services. Additionally, houses of worship must provide COVID-19 prevention supplies, such as soap, hand sanitizer and spare face masks. Trump, who counts the faith community among his most reliable constituencies, said that people are demanding to be allowed to return to their religious institutions and that millions of Americans embrace worship as an essential part of life. He assured that religious leaders will make sure their congregations are safe. Reopening houses of worship has been a controversial topic as many people raise concerns of the inability to safely socially distance when gathered in the large groups typical of religious services. White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx said that faith community leaders should be in touch with their local health department. Health officials report more than 1.58 million cases of COVID-19 in the U.S. and more than 95,275 deaths. However, some states have already begun to relax restrictions surrounding religious services. New York, the epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic in the U.S., is now allowing up to 10 people to gather for religious services and requiring them to wear masks. Governor Andrew Cuomo also encouraged houses of worship to host drive-in services and ceremonies in open places where social distancing can be done, such as parking lots.